Is it hard to wage war on the House of Lords when your new Foreign Secretary sits in the House of Lords?
That may be indeed a difficulty, and also it may be a difficulty because I'm not quite sure how enthusiastic stopping the boats would be as a Cameron proposal or plan. But we have to remember the batshit side goes back quite a long way. I mean, Theresa May got vans to go around London saying in English, "Go home if you're not welcome here if you're an illegal migrant," in English. I mean, the batshittery is not confined to Suella Braverman.
The reason we're saying batshit so much, which you can't do on some rival podcasts,
right,
is her new Home Secretary, James Cleverly, claims not to remember privately calling the Rwanda scheme batshit, which means that he did.
Definitely.
Otherwise, you just deny it, right? Now, he's a lot less jackbooty than Braverman. He has been publicly more liberal on immigration in the past. So is he going to fight? Is he going to want to fight a losing battle for a plan he doesn't believe in when he's got so little time in office to make an impact? And he's going to want to. He's probably got leadership ambitions, or certainly other, ambitions in the future. And he's going to want to do something as Home Secretary, right? That actually happens, right?
Anything but this. I mean, well, the first point is that, yeah, of course he probably said that. I mean, I don't know, but the fact that he's claimed he can't remember it means, yeah, definitely. But he's just the only one who got caught out. They all know that no planes are going to take off. I imagine there's almost the entire cabinet has called it batshit privately. It's just that he's the one where somebody's recorded it. And I've got a couple of friends who are inside the FCO, and they all really quite like Cleverly. He was definitely doing something good there. So not surprised to hear that he thinks it's a load of old nonsense. Why is he doing this? I think Sunak will definitely have said he's got no choice. It'll probably have been part of the job offer. You've got to dial down on that. But he's pushing it down to Jenrick and will just run the clock out on it. Yeah. So Jenrick's going to be the fall guy. He'll be the one who looked like he stuffed it in the end if they need to blame somebody. And, the Tory heartland headbangers, brackets, racists who believe this is a good policy can just feel like it was Jenrick who screwed it up. But meanwhile, you've got Cleverly able to come up and stand for leadership and wash his hands of it.
Jenrick has actually held, I think, one consistent role in cabinet, which is minister for eating shit, because he's always the one that they send out on the Today programme or whatever to insist that the moon is made of cheese or whatever they tell him to do. I'm always like, who is this guy? Because he's got a kind of boring voice. And whenever I hear him on the radio, midway through the interview, it's like, who is this guy defending this ridiculous policy?
But sounding sensible.
It's always Jenrick.
But are you redoing the Nick Cave quote here?
Right, no? Exactly. The Red Hot Chili Peppers one.
Whenever I hear something on the radio and I'm like, what's that shit? It's always the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, it's always Jenrick.
Well, I think it used to be Matt Hancock. I think, the Minister of the Today programme is a proud role in the British government.
I do
Graham
feel
Shapps got a royal as well.
I do feel like the fact that Jenrick does sound so absolutely tedious helps with, the deflection technique as well. He's a great choice to pin it on.
Marie, Sunak laid out his priorities in a speech earlier today, i.e. Monday. Interestingly, it was reducing debt, cutting tax, how he squares those two. I think we've seen where the story ends. 3, securing energy, 4, backing British business, and 5, world-class education. I think these are good. The 3, 4, and 5, I think, are good things.
Yeah.
No small boats. So I wonder, is he moving on already to sort of things that, because you can say that he has not stopped the boats, right? If the boats are not stopped.
Yeah.
But you can't accuse somebody categorically of not backing British business. It's a very vague pledge. And I just found it really interesting that already he's sort of not mentioning immigration in this big speech.
So I wonder if that speech, I mean, to be fair for context as well, this week is the week of the autumn statement, so it would make sense, I think, for him to be like, but anyway, as we were talking about just recently. So I would say that it's partly that. And then I think, I really enjoyed, I can't remember who it was, but some piece of briefing from Number 10, which was actually, there's not 5 new things because they were all clear from one of his first speeches as Prime Minister or something. And it's like, Oh, okay, thank you for that clarification. But it's still that you still announced that as kind of like 5 big shiny things. So why are you arguing that 5 big shiny things are not big shiny
The
things?
5 pledges
Which
that
I
if you were
found-
writing a novel which had a fictional Tory prime minister at any time in the last 40 years, you could probably use those 5 pledges.
No,
And they would
exactly.
seem like, yeah, that's what
He
they
just
say.
really loves announcing 5 things, I think. But no, so I mean, I'm not convinced that means that the Rwanda plan will go away forever. But yeah, this might be an effort, an interesting effort to go. Okay, can we at least do 1 week talking about something else? Which, to be fair, if I were him, I would definitely try and kind of just like jangle some keys in front of my backbenchers to go
Yeah.
other stuff, please.